What up, peeps? It's your boy Heckin Steve. Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to talk about the Xbox 360. But first, I'm going to give the boy some cat treats real quick, so he'll kind of leave me alone here. Yeah, exactly, bud. So the Xbox 360 released in November of 2005, and someone reminded me of this, last night on the live stream, that Xbox 360 is turning 20 years old this year. It's July, so it's not far off, and I figured we would spend a few minutes and just talk about some of the games that I played a lot as a kid. I was 15 when the 360 came out, but I didn't get a 360 until maybe like 18 or 19 years old. So I'd say like early adulthood. But man, over the years, I think I've had 3 of the white ones, because I would get them and play them for a while, and I'd get tired of them, so I would go and sell them off. And I would always buy them from this Cash America pawn place. So I had like 3 of the white ones. And of course, when the 360 first came out, you just had the white one, and they had those bulky hard drives. They came with 20 gigs. Like, that was a big deal back then. And if I'm not mistaken, some of the original Xbox 360s didn't even have HDMI ports on them. I think that came a little later. I know they didn't have Wi-Fi. You had to buy that network adapter to get wireless internet. Otherwise, you'd have to plug it in, which is crazy. And then they had the HD DVD attachment later on. So there was a lot of stuff you could attach to this thing. Of course, the HD DVD thing flopped. But yeah, the games, they're on DVDs and DVD 9s for some of the later games. And there are a few games on the 360 that ended up being on 2 discs. Like, you'd have an install disc and a play disc. But, I can't remember exactly who it was that was saying this in the live stream last night, but, they were saying this was like the last good era of video gaming. And honestly, I can kind of agree with that, because it was the last good era that they would actually make the game, and for the most part put the majority of it on the disc, to where you wouldn't have to do all these patches and updates. I mean, you could, but it wasn't required. And even when you did have to do an update, it was only a few megabytes, or stuff like Battlefield 3 did have a huge update. But for the most part, things were just 100 or 200 megabytes. What you running into the tripod for, kitty man? What are you doing? You better calm down. He's excited for 360, I guess. They had the Elite model that came out after the white ones, right? And then you had the 120 gig hard drives, and that was the black 360. And of course, the red rings of death all came through that era. I never had the black Elite 360. I always had the 3 white ones, and then from there I went straight to a brand new Slim, which I bought from Best Buy. And what's funny about it is the 3 white ones never broke on me. And then the brand new black Slim, the one that wasn't supposed to red ring, was the one that ended up red ringing on me. But thankfully, it happened within the first 30 days that I had it. So I just took it right back to Best Buy and swapped it out. But there are so many amazing franchises on the Xbox 360, and just going down the list from A to Z. I don't have every game that I want for the 360. A couple that come to mind would be Crackdown 1. I only have Crackdown 2. And John Woo's Stranglehold, which is kind of like a, kind of like a cinematic Max Payne type-ish action game. It's really fun. I'm surprised I don't have it. But I think one of the first games, so my first exposure to a 360 was over at a friend's house. He had another friend that was staying at his house at the time, and his name was Tony. And he had traded he ended up trading his 360 later on for a PSP. I remember because we were bashing him for that. But he had Need for Speed Most Wanted, and I just remember the cutscenes basically being cinematic, actual movie quality. And man, this game was just so fun. He had this game, and then what else did he have? Oh yeah, it was Saints Row. That was the other game. He had Saints Row, And, you know, it was like a Grand Theft Auto type of game. It's really, really sweet. Of course, I like Saints Row 2 more, which I do have. But I think I ended up getting rid of 3 and 4 because I didn't really care much for Saints Row 3 and 4. But yeah, he had Need for Speed, Most Wanted, and Saints Row. And I just thought it was like super cool. But yeah, I didn't end up getting a 360 until like 2 or 3 years after that. But some of the games that I played a lot on it was Trials HD, which I don't actually physically have. I don't know if it ever even got a physical release. It may have been like one of those like indie combo packs where you get like 3 games in one. But it's basically just like a dirt bike game, but it's not a racing game. It's like an obstacle course game where you try to like overcome obstacles on a dirt bike. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, going down the list here, man, spent plenty of time playing Black Ops. Now, I did have a PS3 before 360, and, you know, I spent my fair share of time playing on that, but I ended up preferring the 360 more, mostly because back then there wasn't crossplay with a lot of games. So, all my friends were on Xbox 360, so I was kind of like forced into it, but I ended up liking the 360 a lot, so it's okay. But yeah, I spent a lot of time playing Black Ops, and then a little bit of Modern Warfare 2 before that. I actually played the campaign to this on the PC. Still to this day, one of the best campaigns in a Call of Duty game. That and Black Ops 1. And then, let's see. Oh yeah, Dead Rising. That was another game that Tony had. I believe this was a launch title, if I'm not mistaken. Really great game. Haven't played the remaster yet. Let's see, what else? Definitely played a lot of the Dynasty Warriors games. Guitar Hero, you know, I've talked about Guitar Hero games a whole lot. Guitar Hero and Rock Bands. Definitely played hundreds and hundreds of hours of those games. Oh, and then Halo Reach, man, this was a staple. I actually played Halo Reach before I even played Halo 3. And I actually really enjoyed the campaign to Halo Reach, but the one thing that I liked the most about it was that Forge mode, where you could make your own maps, and I would make different multiplayer maps, and then my buddies would come over and we would play 4-player split screen and shoot at each other on my maps, and we actually called it bacon and eggs. It'd be like, yo, you want to come over and get some bacon and eggs? I don't know why we called it that, but man, we drove that into the ground, bacon and eggs. It's cool, though. Definitely played a lot of LA Noire back then. Didn't really get that far into it, though. Just kind of screwed around on there. Really good game. I need to go back and play through that. Grand Theft Auto 5, which I don't own on the 360 anymore. But yeah, man, the Grand Theft Auto 5, you know, it launched on 360 and PS3. So played a lot of it on there. Actually, that's the only time I've ever beaten the game was on the 360 version. And then for a big period of time, you know, because I've always been like a PC gamer, but I did play a lot of the 360 edition of Minecraft. And some Need for Speed Carbon as well. Fantastic. And of course I did end up with Most Wanted. Oh yeah, Left 4 Dead 1 and 2. Now I mostly played these on the PC, but I did play a lot of Left 4 Dead 2 over at a friend's house, like co-op. Some of my favorite games ever made, especially the first one. I mean, I know the second one's basically the first one with extra features, but I thought that the melee weapons kind of made it lame. I don't know. But yeah, love Left 4 Dead. Got over close to 500 hours in that game, just playing versus mode. And the RPG that got me into RPGs, Lost Odyssey, got me into turn-based RPGs, and this is a 4-disc Xbox 360 game, which is crazy. But yeah, never beat this game. I should, because it's fantastic. It's fantastic. And a lot of gameplay elements are actually in that Clair Obscur Expedition 33 game. 99 Nights. Now that is a fantastic hack and slash kind of game. It's a lot like Dynasty Warriors. There's a crap ton of enemies that are on the field at one time that you could just kind of blaze through. And as far as I know, this game, yeah, only on Xbox 360. And you know, these days, man, a lot of people shit on the Xbox. They say that it sucks, that it's dying and stuff. But I don't really think that's true, man. I think there are plenty of people out there still playing on the Xbox. They're just not as vocal about it on the on YouTube. Oh yeah, and then talking about Saints Row 2, man. Great soundtrack to this game. It was trying to compete with Grand Theft Auto, but like it was more of a absurd, silly, silly version of it. What was another game that I played a lot of on the 360? Oh yeah, of course. How could I forget? WWE 13, man. Played a crap ton of this game on the Xbox 360. And this one was very cool because it had like the Attitude Era stuff on it. So you had like a lot of old Attitude Era wrestlers that were in like the career mode that you could play also in Exhibition. You could even create your own stories in this game. I never, unfortunately, had the little keypad that you would attach to the controller so that you could type your dialogue in faster. So that kind of like kept me from making my own stories because I didn't feel like sitting there like, moving back and forth, picking one letter at a time, trying to like formulate sentences for my story mode. But you could also download other people's stories that were on like Xbox Live, and that was really cool. So yeah, I played a crap ton of that game on the 360, as well as WWE 2K14, which was the first one that they put the 2K name in, but I don't have that on 360 anymore. I believe I have it on PS3. Another game that I played a lot on the 360 is Split Second, which is a fantastic racing game. Currently don't own it on 360, but I do have it on PS3. This is actually made by Disney, and it's kind of like Twisted Metal, but only like a little bit, because as you race, there's like these things on the map that you can trigger by like either driving through them, or you earn boost, and then you can use that boost to like redeem traps or like obstacle course, like other routes. So this is a really good game, and you can buy this digitally on the Xbox. I think I actually picked it up on the 360. It's the 360 version, but I bought it on the Series X for like $4.99 recently. 100% worth it. So if that's still on sale for like the summer sale or whatever, and you've never played this game, definitely buy it, dude. It plays like a TV show too. Like each section of the story is like an episode. This is like an elimination racing series. It's really cool, dude. But yeah, the Xbox 360, man, is fantastic. I would say it's my favorite game system of all time. I would definitely say the PS2 is, but the 360 was a hell of a follow-up to the PS2 era of games. I almost forgot about Skate 3, which we have here. See, it does still say Xbox 360 up here. But this, I used to play a shit ton of this back in the day, and I was kind of looking forward to the EA Skate game that's coming out. But now that I've seen like a lot of extra footage from it, it looks like it's gonna suck ass. And you know what? That makes sense because it's a modern EA game. I own it digitally now, but I used to have it physically. But Fight Night Champion, man. I played a lot of Fight Night Champion. The career mode to that game is amazing. If you haven't played Fight Night Champion, you should definitely check that out. It's a boxing game, but it's kind of like Tony Hawk Underground, where you start as like a boxer that's like amateur as fuck, and then you end up being a pro and like winning a whole championship in the end, beating up this huge bully of a boxer. Yeah, definitely worth it, man. But yeah, guys, that's going to conclude the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know below if there's any specific games that you can, recall loving as a kid on the 360 that you want to tell me about. And I'll be sure to respond. Catch you guys in the next video.